Hello everyone, and welcome back to the second episode of Finding Your Gray. My name is Jeanette and I have borderline personality disorder, and living with borderline personality disorder can often feel like navigating an emotional landslide. Moods can shift so rapidly and everyday situations can feel so overwhelming and intense. And one of my biggest challenges is how fast my mindset can change. I can wake up feeling amazing and like I'm on top of the world and ready to conquer my day, and then the smallest minor inconvenience can make me feel like the world is tumbling down on top of me. And while I know rationally these minor inconveniences are just that, minor, and shouldn't make me feel like the world is tumbling down on me, but that's just the reality of what it is. And because my brain just jumps to worst case scenario. So learning to find the gray areas in life and navigate these situations has helped me immensely. And that's why today I wanted to talk about what it's like living on a day-to-day basis with borderline personality disorder. So like I said, small inconveniences can feel like major setback. Plans being canceled last minute, or if I can't find my keys, or if I bump into something, or if I'm editing a video and it's glitching out. Like, these things make me want to scream and can disrupt my whole mood in my day. And in these moments, my reactions can be so quick and intense where I don't even have time to think about what's going on. I just kind of lose it sometimes. And then just as fast as it came, it is gone. So in the past, these things would really cause me to spiral out of control and totally split and freak out. And another thing that can really make me blow up is sometimes if I'm texting someone and I can see that they read my text and they don't respond, I used to take it as a personal offense and think that they didn't like me or were mad at me, and I would kind of like freak out. But over time, I've learned to not react as impulsively because I know that it's not the world out to get me, and I give situations, or at least try to give situations, the space that they need before jumping to conclusions. And learning to find my gray has helped me learn that these minor things are just that minor and they don't have to ruin my whole day. And so dissociation is another big part of living with BPD, or at least for me. Sometimes when I get home, I will literally just sit in my car and just as if my brain and my body are totally disconnected. And it's not like I don't want to go inside. I just feel like I physically can't. And dissociation for me isn't limited to just these quiet moments. Sometimes I'll be having a conversation with another individual, and in my mind, I will think I respond to them, but I'm not actually saying anything. I am literally just dissociating. And it's important for me to like let others know that it's not personal to them. It is just my brain doing its own thing. And you can imagine how that would affect relationships with other people. It's not easy. And I can also just be dissociating when I'm at home or out and about doing things. When I catch myself dissociating, my first step is to just, recognize what I'm doing and allow myself to feel what I'm feeling, because my feelings are valid. And I've learned to kind of just like allow myself to dissociate sometimes and not beat myself up over it, but also set a little gentle boundary with myself where when I know enough is enough, I will literally just say to myself, okay, Jeanette, enough is enough. You got to get up and like just jump around for a little bit, move your body for a second, to just kind of like get my brain juices flowing again. Or if I'm in my car just like not being able to walk inside, I will remind myself of things that make me happy, or put on music that hypes me up and makes me want to move. And this little balance between allowing myself the space to do what I need to do, but also just gently pushing myself forward, has really helped me find my gray and create a middle ground between feeling stuck and finding the motivation to actually do something. So keeping my mind occupied is crucial for me managing my BPD. And because if I'm not keeping my mind occupied, I will dissociate all the time and my brain will spiral into negative thoughts, and I'll do impulsive things, and it never ends well. So I find comfort in learning new things, keeping my brain engaged, whether it's learning a hobby or challenging myself with a new goal, or doing my daily lesson on Duolingo, playing brain stimulating games, or enjoying a creative project, or just staying mentally or physically active. Helps me avoid falling into negative thought patterns. And it's about channeling my energy into something productive and positive to give my mind something healthy to focus on. And one of my favorite tools that I use, which if you take away anything from this video, I feel like this is my #1 tip that helps me get through my every single day, no matter what you're struggling with, is I have a big whiteboard in my apartment, and my friends and family will draw stuff on it too, which I love when they come over. I'm like, you have to draw something. But I have a bunch of different colored markers, and I will write down the daily things I need to do, or just things I want to do. And each day I will use a different color and write the date somewhere small on the bottom of the board. And you know, as I do those things, I'll cross it off, and I'll write anything from like literally like just taking a shower, let's say filming a video, or deep cleaning my closet, running errands, literally any little thing. And so I can see as time goes by if I've been putting off certain things for a long time, and crossing things off makes me just want to figure out, okay, what can I do next, you know? And when I see I've been putting things off for a long time, I gently remind myself how I can stay accountable. And so one of the ways that if I see I am putting something off for a long time, if there's a day where, let's say, plans with a friend got canceled, or I was supposed to go into work and let's say my client canceled so I don't have to go into work, I'll be like, okay, well, I was gonna be doing whatever right now, and now I have free time, so now let me see what I've been putting off the longest and check that off my to-do list. And so when I finally check something off that I've been avoiding for a long time, I feel so extra motivated to be on top of so many other things. And I also have a separate whiteboard in my apartment where I write down my monthly goals, and I'll also look at that sometimes too and be like, all right, which one of my goals can I try and work towards right now? So it's such a positive cycle where progress leads to more progress, and it makes me feel so good about myself. And I love when I look at it, I have a bunch of drawings and quotes written on there for my friends and family too, so I feel less alone and it makes me feel really loved. And it also reduces the feeling of feeling overwhelmed with how many things need to be done, and brings a huge sense of clarity and focus to my day. And so another part of my healing journey that I deal with on a day-to-day basis has been my journey of sobriety. I stopped drinking back in November, and then in December I stopped vaping, and then about a month ago I stopped smoking weed. And I'm not saying you have to do all those things, but for me, being sober has helped me so much have a clear mind, because I was using these substances to shove down my feelings, or just fill the numbness that I would feel in like dissociation sometimes, but they never truly really help. Where in the moment it would make my brain go from like this to like this when I was using, but then when it would wear off, it would go back even more intense, and it became such an addictive cycle that was really hard to break, and is still hard to this day, but I am working on it. And sobering up has truly really allowed me to be present in my day-to-day life, has given me the strength to build a life that feels good to live and that I want to live, and to make me want to be even better, because I know I can be so much better. So now my number one focus is to be creating the best life for myself. One filled with love and intentional actions, creativity, self-love, and joy and happiness and peace. And for me, one of the hardest parts of living with BPD is the constant fear that everyone hates me. Even if there's no real evidence of this, my mind will convince me that everyone hates me. Even my best friends who tell me they love me every single day, I think they're faking it. And it's can really lead my mind to spiral into thinking the worst possible thoughts. And it's like a voice in my head trying to convince me that I'm too much but not enough at the same time. So for example, let's say I'm at work and I can hear my coworkers having a conversation, but I can't like hear what they're saying. My first thought is, oh my God, what are they thinking? What are they talking about me? Why are they talking? Like, it's immediately I'm thinking that there's something negative they're saying about me. Or if I have some friends hanging out without me, it's like, oh, they didn't invite me because they hate me and they want me out of their life, and like everyone just hates me. Everyone hates me. That's what I think. And like I said, is no logical explanation to this. It's just a big part of having BPD. And so a big thing that has helped me move past this fear is the Mel Robbins let them theory, which I tell myself, all right, if they hate me, let them hate me. Why should they hate me? They shouldn't hate me. I am an amazing person. I can do amazing, great things. I am a good person. So people shouldn't hate me. And where I know it's most likely in my head that they're hating me, the Mel Robbins let them theory has created so much peace in my mind to move past it and truly realize that this isn't the case. But if they did hate me, so what? It's their loss. Because other people's opinions of me are not my responsibility, and they're just that, opinions. So this mindset shift has been so incredibly freeing and has allowed me to focus more on the people that I love and trust that love me, and work on myself and appreciate myself so much more. And so one of the small challenges that affects me on a day-to-day basis is if I am really happy or excited about something, I will raise my voice. A lot sometimes, and I don't mean to. I'm just excited and happy, and sometimes people like telling me to be quiet or that I'm being too loud will throw me off, and I get angry. And in the past I would react with anger, and now I try to remind myself to like just stay calm and react kindly, because I know I am the way that I am, and that I probably am being too loud. And even if people like, when they're saying I'm being too loud, I'll think they're being mean or mad at me. I know that's probably not the case, and I'll try and just calm down. And sometimes if I have to walk away from a situation and come back a little later, I will do that. And this is because finding my gray isn't, you know, a straight line. There are good days and there are bad days, but it is a process of all finding a balanced patience response. And so this kind of ties me into the next part of what I want to talk about, is that living with BPD doesn't just affect me, it does affect everyone else around me, whether it's my outbursts or just being down on myself because I think the world is out to get me, or if I forget my medication for a day. It can make it hard for other people to understand how I'm feeling, and I can imagine it can make it hard for people to figure out what they can do to help me if they want to do so. And I know there have been times where my quick shifts in mood and I guess internal struggles, the way I displayed them, have made friends and family not want to be around me. And looking back, I don't blame them. For example, like if I suddenly withdraw and become distant, it's not because I don't care. And if I react to something, it's not because I want to. I really, sometimes I just can't help it, and I've had to learn, and I'm still learning, to communicate openly to the people in my life and that I love when or what I'm working through. And in finding my gray, I have been able to show up for myself more consistently, which in turn has allowed me to show up for others more consistently too, which I love being able to do that. And I am so grateful for everyone around me that is so loving and understanding and has had patience and been with me through all of this. I feel like I've been talking about a lot of negative things about BPD, but it isn't all negative. There are so many good things about having BPD too, and I like to say that having BPD is my superpower, even though I'm sure that sounds hard to believe after everything I've said so far in this video. So I've learned that finding my gray is more than just managing difficult emotions. It's also about celebrating strengths that I have. BPD makes me highly intuitive and allows me to love so deeply and strive and achieve whatever I set my mind for. And these are my superpowers. And when I focus on nurturing them, I find more and more peace and stability in my everyday life. And there are so many other more positive aspects of BPD that are often overlooked. My heightened sensitivity makes me highly empathetic. I can sense when somebody else is struggling, and it allows me to offer my genuine support because I know what it's like to struggle, and I don't want anyone else to feel the way that I do. So I love helping other people. And my emotions, while intense, can also bring immense joy and excitement. I have been finding it easier and easier to find joy in small, mundane moments, such as the sun on my skin, or a song that moves me, or a simple kind act from a stranger can make me so happy. And I appreciate things so much more, and that allows me to use my BPD to fuel my creativity. When I channel my emotions into art or writing or problem solving, it feels like I am tapping into this giant well of inspiration that others might not experience as deeply. If you're struggling with BPD or even without BPD, I want you to know that you are not alone. It's okay to take things one day at a time and to find small ways to create more balance in your life. Moving your body, getting sunlight, keeping your mind engaged are all great ways to find your gray. When emotions run high, take a moment to just breathe and allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. But take a moment before you react. Practice patience, breathe, and remind yourself that it's not about perfection, but it's just about showing up for yourself a little bit more every single day, especially when it's hard for you to do so. Life isn't always easy, but every step forward is a victory. It's about finding joy in the small wins and being kind to yourself on tough days, and knowing that every moment of grace that you give yourself is another step closer to healing. By sharing my story, I hope others feel less alone and that they have a safe space where they can share their experiences as well. It's not just about surviving with BPD, it's about thriving with it. Embracing the deep love and the passion and the creativity that come with feeling everything so fully. So thank you so much for joining me today and learning what life can be like on a day-to-day basis with BPD. I hope sharing my ups and downs and all the in-betweens can help you feel seen, heard, and less alone. Whether you're living with BPD, just along for the ride, or supporting someone who has BPD, remember that healing is a journey. It is not a destination. Every step forward is a victory, and every moment matters. If you found this video helpful or enjoyed it in any way, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below what else you want to know and what else you want to see, or any experiences that you've had. My goal is to create a safe space where we can all learn to love and grow and find our gray together. Take care of yourselves and keep showing up for yourselves even when it's hard, and remember that healing happens in the in-between. Bye!